Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel Future Way Next. We hope you're doing great. Today we will talk about bad updates. Canada's latest visa regulations could create significant challenges for Indian and Asian students and workers, raising concerns about their future prospects. At the same time, Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada has reported progress in tackling its immigration backlog, reducing it by 200 cases. Additionally, Newfoundland and Labrador have introduced changes to the provincial immigration intake affecting applicants seeking opportunities in the region. So without any further delay, let's jump into the video. Canada's new visa rules may become a nightmare for Indian students workers. These new rules will come into effect in the beginning of February and give unhindered powers to Canadian border officials to alter the visa status of students, workers and migrants at any time should they deem such action necessary. Canada's latest steps to curb migration are likely to hurt tens of thousands of foreign students, including those from India. It will also negatively impact those who apply for work and resident permits. These new rules have come into effect from the beginning of February and give TRVs. This means that border officials can now cancel such documents, which include work permits and student visas. However, some guidelines need to be met for them to reject permits and visas. This includes one that states that if an officer is not convinced that the individual will leave Canada upon the expiration of their authorized stay, they can reject their entry or cancel their permit even during their stay in Canada. The discretionary power to make such a judgment is entirely vested in the officer. These new rules and regulations have a scope of uncertainty and will potentially impact tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of international students and workers, of which Indians are the largest group of foreign nationals in either category. Canada is among the most preferred destinations for Indian students, workers and legal migrant students alone currently pursuing their higher education in Canada account for more than 500,000 Indian nationals. As per government data, should a student, worker or migrant get rejected, they will be stopped at the port of entry and sent back to their home country. In case a permit is cancelled while such a person is already studying, working or residing in Canada, they will be serving notice to leave the country by a specified date. Besides these categories, Canada also sees a massive inflow of tourists from India, all of whom also have temporary permits for different duration of stay. In the first 6 months of 2024, Canada issued travel visas to more than 0.4 million Indians. In 2023, 2 Indians account for 0.34 million tourists in the first 6 months of the year, as per data released by the Canadian authorities. Those will be impacted shall receive a notification from Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada via email, as well as their IRCC account. There is no clarity regarding what will happen to the money invested or already paid by such persons, be it towards their education or loans, mortgages or rent paid by workers during their stay. In case of sudden cancellation, just 3 months earlier in November 2024, Canada had closed down the Student Direct Stream or SDS visa program, a preferred route for any Indian students who are willing to guarantee money upfront to be assured of their education in the North American country. https Immigration News Canada New IRCC Update. Canada's immigration backlog cut by 50,200. Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada is managing a substantial inventory of more than 2 million applications. As for the latest data updated on February 24, 2025, the backlog drops further by 200 every month after registering a cut of 64,800 in the previous month. The backlog is officially defined as applications exceeding service standards for processing time set for various citizenship, immigration or temporary visa categories. This article delves into the detailed statistics, trends and projections, providing a thorough understanding for applicants and stakeholders. Background and context. IRCC, responsible for managing Canada's immigration system, reported managing over 2 million applications at any given time, with 2,766 total applications in inventories as of January 31, 2025. In 2024, the Canadian Immigration Department finalized more than 7 million decisions, showcasing its scale of operations. The backlog, a critical metric, indicates applications are delayed beyond expected processing times, affecting wait times for applicants. IRC's efforts to reduce backlogs amidst challenges like job cuts and policy adjustments, with the Immigration Levels Plan 2025 to 27 aiming to lower permanent resident targets, potentially a backlog reduction. Latest official IRCC detailed backlog data. The following table summarized the backlog and applications within Service standards for key categories as of January 31, 2025 compared to previous months. Table 1 applications in backlog. Table 2 applications within service standards. From these tables, the total backlog decreased from November to January, a positive trend. However, permanent residency saw an increase in backlog while temporary residency showed a significant reduction, suggesting VAR processing efficiencies. Category-specific backlog analysis. Citizenship with the backlog of 42,000 in January, up from 40,600 in December. The category remains relatively stable with 196,000 applications within service standards. The backlog percentage around 17.6% aligns with reported figures of 18%, indicating consistent processing. Permanent residential. The backlog increased to 356,550 in December with 483,000 within service standards. This rise, detailed in Immigration News Canada, suggests potential delays, possibly due to high application volumes or resource allocation. Temporary residency. A notable decrease in backlog from 557,000 in December to 49,037 in January with 54,400 within service standards, reflects improved processing performance in January 2025. In January 2025, IRCC made 41,400 decisions across various lines, welcoming 33,900 new permanent residents. Additionally, from April 1, 2024 to January 31, 2025, 297,000 new citizens were welcomed. The Immigration Department finalized 666 study permit applications and 137,000 work permit applications, indicating active processing efforts as per CanadapR future projections. In 2025, IRCC provided projections for backlog percentages at the end of February and March 2025. Compared to actual January 25 data. Table 3 official future projections for the immigration backlog. These projections suggest expected reductions, notably for PNP from 30% to 20%, which is an unexpected detail given a current high backlog, potentially easing pressures for applicants in the stream analysis and implications. The overall decreasing backlog is a positive sign, particularly for temporary residency, but the increasing permanent residency backlog raises concerns. Factors contributing to include high application volumes and policy adjustments like job cuts, which might affect future processing for applicants. Citizenship processing remains stable. Permanent residency may face longer waits, and temporary residency shows improvement. IRC's goal to process 80% of applications within service standards is crucial for managing expectations. The department's efforts to reduce the application backlog show mixed results, with progress in temporary residency but challenges in permanent residency. Projections indicate potential improvements, but monitoring is essential. This comprehensive view aids applicants in planning and understanding Canada's immigration landscape. As of February 25, 2025, Newfoundland and Labrador changes application intake for provincial immigration pathways. Foreign nationals can no longer apply directly to Newfoundland and Labrador's permanent residency pathway, and some applications in progress will not be processed. Newfoundland and Labrador is changing its intake process both for provincial nominations for a provincial nominee program and for certificates of endorsement for the Atlantic Immigration Program. Effective February 19, 2025, intake for the PNP and AIP has moved to an online expression of interest system. Under this new system, foreign nationals must create an expression of interest to be considered for these programs. The province will review EIS and then send preferred candidates invitations to apply for nomination or endorsement. Foreign nationals will not be apply to the province for nomination or endorsement without first having received an invitation from the province. For foreign nationals with applications in progress before the launch of the EII system, the province will review all existing applications and will advance some to the application stage while returning others to the EII pool. The province will make these decisions on a case-by-case basis using the same criteria for EUI evaluations and will contact current applicants to update them on their status. This video will cover how the new EII system works and recent changes and provincial immigration. How the new EII system works. The newly announced EII model introduces a two-step process for immigration candidates. In this new system, IND individuals must first submit a short form that outlines key details about their Qualifications: this includes information about their occupation, education, language skills, and willingness to live in Newfoundland and Labrador. Once the EUI is submitted, it will be reviewed by the province and select candidates will be invited to proceed with applying for nomination to the NLBM or for their certificate of endorsement for the AIP. Processing times for new applications are also expected to rise due to this change. The NLM advised that the assessment of some applications may take 3 months or more in some cases. The NLPMP stated that the streamlined process will allow for a more targeted approach to immigration by helping to ensure that the right candidates are chosen to fill critical roles within the province, particularly in sectors experiencing labor shortages such as health care and education. Note that applications for a permanent residence through the AIP are processed directly by the federal government. This is in contrast applications to the NLM, which if successful led to provincial nomination from Newfoundland and Labrador. Applicants must then either apply to the Canadian federal government with a complete application for PR, or if an application is submitted under an Expressentry line stream, candidates must maintain a valid Expressentry profile and receive an invitation to apply under the Expressentry system, allowing them to apply directly to the federal government for PR. EII systems in Canadian provincial immigration are usually used for streams that do not require candidates to have a job offer to be eligible. This is notable considering that 4 of the 6 immigration pathways to Newfoundland and Labrador required job offers, including the AIP. However, Newfoundland and Labrador is not the only province to newly introduce an EII system. In September of 2024, the Alberta Managed Immigration Program announced that it will be employing a similar EII intake for its worker streams, requiring candidates to submit a worker EOI to be considered. Recent changes to the NLPMP. The NPNP has undergone significant changes in recent months, reflecting both the growing demand for immigration and the province's efforts to better manage its immigration process. Historically, the provincial government processed immigration applications on a first-come, first-served basis. However, in late 2024, a surge in demand combined with limited economic immigration spaces led to a shift towards priority processing. This change aimed to ensure that immigration spaces were allocated more strategically, focusing on applicants who align with the province's labor market needs and economic priorities. In January 2025, the NPMP also announced a pause on processing of job vacancy assessments and AIP designations for employers. This pause remains in effect, with further updates expected in the coming weeks as the province continues to evaluate its immigration strategy. Despite these adjustments, the NLPMP reports that its capacity to welcome new immigrants remains limited following a drastic reduction, having the number of provincial nomination allocations available to the NPMP in 2025. Newfoundland and Labrador successfully negotiated with the federal government to secure an additional 1,000 economic immigration spaces. As part of this deal, the province will also accept 290 new humanitarian immigrants over the next 2 years. This increase brings the total province's immigrant nomination allocation to 2025. However, the NLPMP reports that this figure still falls short of the demand for immigration, but the provincial government actively advocating for further increases in economic immigration spaces. These updates reflect Canada's shifting immigration policies, balancing stricter regulations with efforts to streamline processing. While Indian students and workers may face new obstacles, the overall immigration system continues to evolve, making it essential for applicants to stay informed and adapt accordingly. That is all for today in this video. What are your thoughts on this? Please let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching the entire video. Hopefully the information is useful to you. See you later in the next video. Till then, take care and goodbye.